Something which people seem to forget, including the gods themselves, is that they represent all thoughts and emotions, the good, the bad, and the ugly. For example, Tzeentch may be a cruel and devious trickster, but he's also a force of progress and a beacon of hope. Change, after all, is neither innately benevolent or malevolent, but it sure as shitling isn't the same as it was before.
This sounds like propaganda.
Well, you know it is true. Without Tzeentch there would be no malicious schemes, but there would also be no one clever enough to save people from those schemes. Nothing would ever get done, and we would fall into an eternal stasis of static karma. And that is what Nurgle represents. Stagnancy, a lack of change, inevitable eternal cycles of decay and renewal. But he also represents the resilience, resolve, and solidarity to face those same unsettling inevitabilities.
In short, if everything is shit, why worry about it? That is why his followers are so disturbingly, insufferably cheerful even when most of their entrails are on the wrong side of their ribcage.
Without Nurgle, there would be no consistency, safety, or comfort in living and dying. In fact, there would be no consistency at all. All those cycles of decay and renewal are just the circle of life. In fact, Nurgle is technically nature incarnate.
Is this really true?
To be honest, even taking into consideration that this is about as batshit fucking crazy as Conrad Curse, all of this about the gods is actually correct. He is still being an ass-barrel though.
Absolutely, they both are. I'm not gonna argue that.
I was referring to you.
Sure.
What about the others? If Tzeentch is progress and Nurgle is nature, then what the hell are the other two meant to be? What possible purpose could they have besides creating massively unnecessary amounts of death and suffering?
Well, Khorne may be a force of merciless, mindless slaughter and hatred, but that's because he prescribes to another natural concept, survival of the fittest. Strength and skill are all that matters to him. He also represents justice, vengeance, and honor, so unlike the others, Khorne would never try to trick you and stab you in the back.
He will just stab you in the face, over and over again, until your face stops resembling a face.
Without him, there would be no honesty, no strength to fight against injustice. And speaking of injustice, Slaanesh may be a horrifying, cruel, torturous fiend that breaks minds and inflicts untold suffering, but it also exudes just as much joy, freedom, and expression and happiness.
Because hello, someone has gotta be enjoying your pain and agony, after all.
It's ironic, yet it makes sense. Slaanesh is formed from the extremes of emotional experience, representing both joyful freedom as well as crippling suffering. Without Slaanesh, there would be no happiness and no grief to make those happy times mean anything.